Hello and welcome to How to Play Part 2 of Carol of the Bells. So in the Part 1 video, we learned how to play this. So if you would like to learn that first part, definitely check out the video here. One thing that's super important about that part is the fingering in the left hand. And we're going to see that again in this section. The next section to Carol of the Bells is actually very similar to what we just performed. In the right hand, we used fingers 3, 2, and 1 to play. And that repeats over and over and over again. The way I discuss that section in video 1 is showing this as a mini section. So that would be a mini section. You can learn more about that in that video. But this next part, like I said, is very similar. When we play this, we are using a white key, and then a black key, and then a white key, and then to a white key. So it's actually a G, F sharp, G, and E. Cool. This next section, though, it is going to use all white keys. But the fingering is the same, and the pattern is the same as well. So what I mean by that is it'll still be 3, 2, 3, 1, except our position will change. So the position is going to change here. So if you were to put finger 1, your thumb, finger 2, pointer, and finger 3 on these 3 notes, these are the notes that you will need. And then the other fingers can just lay on these keys here, making sure that they're not popping up or moving down here. We do want them to be nice and relaxed. So this is the position that we need for this next part. And like I said, the order in which you play these notes will be exactly the same as what you just played earlier. Of 3, 2, 3, 1. So let's move here. And that's the pattern we play. B, A, B, G. B, A, B, G. 3, 2, 3, 1. 3, 2, 3, 1. So that pattern repeats over and over and over again while you play this part with the left hand. Pretty cool. If you want to learn this part, like I said, visit that first video. So that's how you play the next section to Carol of the Bells. It's very, very similar, almost identical to what this part is. Switch position. Okay, so after that, this next part is a little tough. So I will do my best to break this down. This next part sounds like this. Wow. So I'm going to break this down actually into 4 little sections as well. And this is going to be really important, especially when we put the left hand with it. So you'll understand why I break it into these 4 sections when we place the left hand alongside. So the first section is going to end on this B. So the first section will be E, E, E. So if you just use finger 5, the pinky, we play that 3 times, And notice that my hand is not just standing still and this finger is playing it. I'm doing a little bit of a hopping motion on that. If you can do that, that's going to help play this part. So we have, so that's the first mini section. Then when we get to this note, that's going to be the start of section 2, mini section 2. So we have, those are the first 2 sections. This next part is a little tough. And what I would like to do is come up with a target note. So after we play this, the target note is going to be G. We want to try and land on this G, and we have to hit the target with a particular finger. The finger we want to hit this target with is going to be finger 3. That's the middle. So when I'm playing here, we go. Boom, I hit the target, and I hit it with finger number 3. Getting finger 3 in this position is going to help play the rest of the part. So that's a really important pivot point in this little run that we're learning. So even just practicing that is great. Now I'm going to go ahead, but once you get there, then we go to finger 4, and we play 3 of those A's. And it's the same rhythm that we started with. In fact, we see this rhythm on the E note, on the B note, and on the A note as we play through it. So, bum, 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 bum. Let's add the last little bit to this new section. So far we have section 1, section 2, this is going to be section 3, and this is section 4. And section 4 is actually exactly the same as the very beginning part you learned when you played. We just take one of these and we're going to put it down here, right at the end. So let me play through that so you can kind of see how that blends all together. So section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4. So section 4 is just that small little bit of the part that you learned earlier. Okay, that may take some time. Go back, watch, rewatch, go slow. And make sure you get the correct fingering in there. Really, really important. I'm going to show you the left hand to this part. So the left hand, and when I mentioned earlier, I said I'm breaking this part into 4 sections, and this is why. In the left hand, I play 4 notes, and each note is at the beginning of each mini section. So the 4 notes that I play in the left hand are E, D, C, and B. And you can just play fingers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cool. So when I piece them together, this first part will play at the beginning of section 1, The next part we'll play at the beginning of section 2. The next part we'll play at the beginning of section 3. And then here's section 4. So if I put that all together, so that's why I broke it into 4 mini sections, because along with each mini section, the left hand plays with it. So that's how you play that next part. That will take some time, but I'm going to move on to the next section. The next section plays this. And we actually do that a couple times. 2 times we play that. Something really important with this section is the fingering. So what I'm doing here is 1, 2, 3. I'm going under 1 and then finger 2. So I am playing a type of scale, and the fingering that I'm using is something that you would also find when playing these things called scales. So we could think of it as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, if we're thinking of our finger numbers. That section we do 2 times. The left hand can just play a B note down below as you play. After that section, then you go back to the beginning. So I'm going to play all of those sections together. That gives you a basic idea of the tune Carol of the Bells. Now what's pretty neat about this one is you can experiment with it. You can come up with introductions and different endings. So for example, you could start with this type of introduction where you're just playing the notes with the right hand. Maybe you put the pedal down and it sounds like this. And then you start with the left hand. So if I keep that pedal down, it has this kind of washy feeling. So that's something you can experiment with. It's pretty neat. You can do mix and match different parts and play around with it. So hopefully that gives you a great idea and a basic idea of how to play Carol of the Bells. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to receive updates on new videos. For more free piano lessons, check out more videos on YouTube and MrHenrysMusicWorld.com.